Hi, it's Catherine Morgan. I want to talk to you today about being reasonable with your expectations. And as you start beating yourself up, thinking about who set those expectations in the first place. Hi, this is Catherine Morgan from Point A to Point B Transitions. I want to talk to you today about unmet expectations. It seems that a lot of people have them, especially around their business. And these expectations that are not being met, and this negative self-talk or beating yourself up may or may not be warranted. Some people get so close to these expectations that they think they're fact, that they think they're objective. And oftentimes they're not. They're just something that you put down as a goal. And then when you don't reach that goal, maybe it wasn't reasonable in the first place. Maybe you didn't have enough information with which to set a goal. Maybe you were new in your business and you thought it would gain traction faster. Maybe you thought that a big client was a sure thing and they didn't sign up. Maybe you underestimated the timeline, like we all do. Maybe you were judging yourself against somebody with a lot more manpower and funding. I just think when you get into evaluation mode, it's important to pull apart the pieces of it. What could you control? What was actually realistic? What was aspirational versus, something you could reasonably expect to achieve? The reason I bring this up is I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs as they're exiting their business. And invariably, there's some stickiness. I only had a business that supported me, but I did it for 5 years, 10 years. You should feel great about that. If your goal was to have a business that supported you and you beat the odds amazingly and made it past year one, which half businesses fail in year one, hooray, you should be giving yourself a virtual high five. You shouldn't be beating yourself up for that. Well, it was only a solo business. Maybe that's what you wanted to create. Maybe that was a good way to go to market. Maybe it was great. Then somebody else had a business that was bought by one of their competitors, but it wasn't a big enough exit that they have to, find something else to do. Really? You're going to look at that as not a crowning achievement? You built a business. You had revenue. You had employees. You had product. It was valuable. Somebody paid you money for it. That's a big win. That's not something to be sticky about. Somebody else exiting their business got to $1 million in revenue after 2 years and, thought maybe it should have been more, or they didn't get there fast enough. No, that's amazing. So, we tend to put some goals out there, which is great. You need something to aim for. And we set a plan and we try to accomplish it. But we underestimate the time. We didn't have enough information. Supply chain gets disrupted. Somebody gets sick. You have a fight with your co-founder. Stuff happens. So when you're not meeting your own expectations, I think it's important to just pull up and say, according to whom? Was this an imaginary number? Or was it something I could have achieved? Now, if there are learnings from this, if there are things that you could have done differently, that you could have done better, that you will take with you into your next project, venture, whatever, fantastic. Absolutely do a postmortem. figure out what could be improved, what worked, categorize it, and internalize it. Absolutely fantastic. Do that. But don't think, whatever people do, it seems like they think it's not enough. And I'm going to have you go the other way with that. I think that you should feel it's an amazing accomplishment. And even if it wasn't successful, even if you completely face planted, you learned something. And the next thing you go into, you'll be smarter, you'll be more strategic, you'll have some insights. Like what I've found with absolute certainty throughout my career is every random thing that I've done, I've learned and makes the next project better. So I want entrepreneurs to stop beating themselves up. Maybe you did a great job. Maybe you should be doing the happy dance. Maybe. This is Catherine Morgan from Point A to Point B Transitions, and this has been your Morgan Moment.